Hello, I just want to offer a few encouragements as Lent gets underway. One of my favorite Old Testament stories is the story of David preparing to face Goliath. And as he comes face to face with that great giant who represents really the spiritual struggle of our lives, David goes down to the stream to find 5 smooth stones. So in that spirit, I'm going to offer just 5 simple things to think about as Lent gets underway this year. The first of all is the invitation to be very particular about your resolutions. Things you might give up, things you might take on, but to hold yourself accountable, I'm going to encourage you to write those resolutions down. I think sometimes we can be a little bit vague when we start out the season. I'm going to do this, I'm maybe going to do this. But to be very specific and obviously gentle with ourselves when we might fall short in our Lenten resolutions. But remember that Lent is not especially or only about giving up. It's also about taking things on for the love of God. So that's the first thing. Write down, perhaps in a journal or somewhere where you see it regularly, on the refrigerator door, in your bathroom near the sink. Just put down the resolutions that you're trying to make as you seek the Lord this Lent. The second is, don't put all your focus on Friday. As Catholics, we sometimes fall into a habit of saying Friday is the day for Lent, but the rest of the week we kind of forget about. Lent begins on a Wednesday. This is actually one of the reasons that from the beginning of our tradition, Wednesday has been a day of prayer and also a day of penance. And so as Ash Wednesday begins, also the Wednesday of Holy Week is a reminder that Wednesday was the day in which Christ was betrayed by Judas. And so in a certain way, we do see that Wednesdays as well as Fridays are days to really lean in and press in to be generous with the Lord. Try to spread your zeal and your energy out across the week. I think you'll find that the Lenten season can be much more potent if you don't put all the focus on Friday. Number 3, the Stations of the Cross. Commit to praying the stations each week, at least once each week. We're going to make available a pre-recorded Stations of the Cross here at Holy Cross. We will also be offering some Stations of the Cross for our school. And I want to invite you just to pray along with those or other recorded or virtual stations, but also come in person. We offer a number of stations at each of our campuses each Friday of the Lenten season. The fourth point I would make is to commit or consider committing to come to one daily Mass each week. We have a variety of times. We have the 6:45 each day here at Holy Cross, but we also have a Wednesday evening Mass, a Tuesday mid-morning Mass. We also have a First Friday Mass at St. Clement. So there are opportunities for you to consider just taking that next step forward in terms of the love of the Mass and the growth in knowledge of the Mass. The Masses of Lent are very important. The readings we hear, the homilies we hear, but most importantly, the Lord's Eucharistic presence. The fifth point I would make is that Lent is not about you. It might seem as you set out like Lent is about you. It's a time to improve myself or become more faithful to God and prove my love for Him. That's really not the point of Lent at all. The point of Lent is about God. God is the heart of Lent, and along with God, other people in our lives. It's why as we look at prayer, fasting, and almsgiving, in a certain way, we always need to realize that almsgiving, or works of mercy, put the focus on the other. And we love the other because we love God. So my encouragement is to think about Lent not so much from your own perspective about you and what you need, but indeed to look at God and keep your focus on Him. Just as David went down to the stream to gather 5 stones, I've just given 5 simple encouragements for you to enter into this Lenten season with vigor and with conviction. Again, hold yourself accountable. Write down your resolutions. Don't put all the focus on Friday. Think about Wednesday and the rest of the week as well. The Stations of the Cross are to be prayed each week of Lent, perhaps even more than once each week. One daily Mass in addition to Sunday Mass. If you've not yet come back in person, I want to make an invitation that you would come and pray with us here at Holy Cross or at St. Hedwig or St. Clement. Fifth, Lent is not about you. It's about growing in love of God and one another. I'm Father Howe here from Holy Cross, and I want to wish you every blessing of this season. May it be a time in which we do grow in knowledge and in love of God.